Okay, so this is what everyone is asking about. We've made a couple videos on it, but this is just never have too many. So this is just a normal flat collar. We like these like more biothane ones, and this one has a reflective thing on it. With him being long-haired, it doesn't really have that much of a purpose, but we found these cheap at like the farm stores and stuff around us. But it's like a biothane. I like these because it gives us stop for the tracker, and so when we just get a large size so it can fit several dogs, and that thing takes up a good amount of space on them. And so this is Lone Star tracking. We found it through Texas A&M, so it's in this little casing. The tracker is in this casing. And I have talked to them. They've said if you put a weight on the opposite side to help keep the tracker on the back of the dog so it doesn't go under them and lose signal. But I've had good success with it just being at the bottom. You know, if I'm out here quite a bit, so I'm able to come check them and things like that. I haven't had any problem. The dogs swim in them. You know, we haven't had any issues with that. But see, you can see here on our tracking app, this is worm right here, and I have it on every 15-minute timer. You can set it up for faster, but we can like click on worm, and then we just say view more. We can see that just in his little bit of lines, he's gone 1.2 miles. It's hot, so I don't expect him to be moving a whole lot today. He just kind of moves as the herd moves, and then it'll show you kind of where he's gone. And especially since I've had it every 15 minutes, it doesn't tell me exactly where he's gone. So he's done much more than 1.2 miles today, but you can see the range he's gone in his big pasture. And this is about a 100-acre pasture. So it'll show me, and then if he gets out, you know, I'll check this right before I go to bed and in the morning when I wake up. So that way I can see if both my dogs are in and things like that. And so the other dog, he's more up here closer to the front pond, and that's usually where the sheep are. For whatever reason, one dog likes to stay kind of with the sheep, and he's been more with the goats lately, as in worm. So that's our little tracking app. It's just right here on Lone Star Tracking, and it's been such a blessing to watch these dogs, especially since we do use electric netting. And if that goes down, a deer or a pig goes through that, or a young goat is just learning about it and they get out. Usually the dogs won't get out of the netting, but if that happens, we can track them with that, and it's just a peace of mind. And there he goes, to the shade. He's like, we gotta go to the shade. He really is leaving. He's digging.
We have a couple of videos on this already, but you can see we like to put them up on center blocks. A little bit of extra precaution. I mean, bugs and stuff are going to get in it. You can see the browning around the feeder as well. That's old petroleum jelly. We'll make a video on how we spread that out. This one is pretty bleached out. We need to put some more on it, but putting that jelly on there helps keep the bugs out. They get stuck in it and then they die. So it keeps the dog food even fresher. We keep 100 pounds out here at all times. It's a really big pasture, so it's important for them to have good nutrition out here. And yeah, just filled up this other mineral tub with another 25 pounds of mineral. So there's probably about, I don't know, 150 pounds of mineral spread out in these totes. So plenty of mineral for them out here. Even though it's hot, it's very important that they take that stuff in, and we're gonna go see if we can find them. Alrighty, we're out here checking mineral. Even though it's hot, this is one of the most important things, I think. Next to guard dogs, it is probably the most important thing. This stuff has a rain X inside of it, so whenever it rains, it'll turn this kind of green color, but it keeps it fresh and it keeps them wanting it. We're also filling dog food.
Don't worry. You know, I am the heavy lifter around here apparently. Don't come over here now.
Who is this?
This is Diesel and Edith. They're out here on the range.
Home on the range?
Home on the range.
What'd you just give them?
Alfalfa pellets. It says horse feed, but it's alfalfa.
You gotta feed them because they've been bad. They haven't been coming up.
Yeah, they kind of hide sometimes, but I have to drive around for 2 hours on a four-wheeler, and finally I find them because sometimes Diesel decides to not come to his mother, but he's been okay lately. Oh, here, let me show you my trick on Oh, he's screeching. Hold on. Okay, so are you ready? We're going to show off our trick. You got to put your head down. You got to put your head down. Okay, now up. Isn't that nice? Isn't that a good trick? Don't try that at home, kids.
Here we are. Hopefully you guys can hear me with the wind, but we always start probably about March, start collecting hay for the winter time. This is the hay we have left over from last year, so we'll use this hay first. It's only about 5 bales, or yeah, 5 bales, and then we got a really bad busted bale over there that we're gonna use, but all the other stuff is new. We just unloaded some coastal hay. This stuff goes straight to the horses mainly. It's really good quality stuff. You pay a little bit extra. These are smaller bales. This year we have another person we buy hay from in Vernon, and it's about the same price. It's a little bit more of a drive, but each bale is about 400 pounds heavier than these. So we're gonna go get a trailer load of those, a couple of trailer loads of those, probably about 40 or 50 coastal bales, and then maybe another 10 or 15 mixed quality bales. All these bales are, you know, pasture grass, coastal mix. There's some rye mixed in here with wheat. There's all types of bales in here that, you know, we find them, we go check them out, we feed one, we like the quality, and we'll buy some more. So this is all wheat from this year. You can see the crust on the inside is really good stuff, but then, you know, the crust obviously is going to be the outer layer. But we'll probably end up getting about 100 round bales this year between all of our people we buy hay from, and this whole little area will be just full of hay. So you're always, in one season you're prepping for the next season, I guess. In the winter time you're prepping for spring and summer, and then spring and summer you're preparing for fall and winter. We got lots of pasture left that we need to rotate the animals through, so hopefully a lot of this is left over. We had a real bad year last year as far as rain, so that's probably why we don't have a lot of bales left over from last year, because we had to feed. We had to roll out some of these bales in the wintertime for the herds, but hopefully this year we have a lot left over and I don't have to buy as much next year. So stocking up for the winter, and the old John Deere needs a good wash after all this rain, keep everything nice and dust free. And Tyler's got the cab all dirty and full of wire and all kinds of stuff. Here's our portable water system. We've got about a 300-gallon tote on this little old boat trailer that we makeshift put a floor on. It's super overloaded, but it never really moves with weight on it. It's really just to give it up off the ground and keep it gravity flowing into here. We have a hose here and it's in the shade, and there's about 100 animals in here or so in this little tall Sudan little field. So this is keeping them watered. I don't know, they've gone through that much in 2 days, so it's really shaded in there, so they're probably getting some moisture
content from the grass itself.
So who do you got here?
This is Harvey. If anyone remembers him, he's our first homegrown baby. He's in his ugly stages. He's just about 1 year and a month old, so he's a little homely looking, but we love him very much. Very windy. Yes, he's getting to go to this different pasture. He's still a little stud colt, so we're keeping him away from the ladies, and I don't really think he knows he's a boy much, but We still be careful, huh, Harvey? He said, I'm the sweetest little boy that ever lived. So yeah, he's been living with the llamas and the goats and the dogs and everything. So he's very well exposed to all the animals, and he really doesn't care about them. They go under him. He's got a really good disposition and personality about him. So we're very excited for him.
Go ahead and let him go. Let him run.
Oh, he ain't gonna run. He's kind of lazy. He's a lazy boy. He's like a little teenager boy. Run! That's about as much as we get out of him. All right.
Well, it's coming up real tall in some places. There's already some kids out here, as we said before. I am up on the side steps of the pickup truck, so I'm a little higher up. So you can see how tall it really is. Good feed, especially for stressed out kids that are just getting weaned. They got the perimeter cut pretty good.